Hello everybody, welcome back to Her Impact. I'm Cassandra Hilos, your host. And today we're going to talk about another woman science that I think is quite inspiration and motivation for a lot of women science and women in general. Because I think that by learning all these stories of women that came before us, it's really a huge hope, at least for me, that things can improve in the future. We have some progress on human rights for women in education, professionally, but we're still so long from the finish line, so we can be equally to men. And in science, it's so much difficult because we have so much challenge. It's still a male dominant field, research in general. And by reading and learn about all these women is such really hopeful and like hopeful thing to do, to be inspired by them and that they did it, so maybe we can do it too, to achieve something. If they did it in much worse environment, then maybe we can do it too, that things are better now. So we're gonna talk about Danish seismologist, that she lived to be 104 years old. Oh my god. So she is the oldest, let's say, scientist, because she lived that long. She just died in 1993. And her name was Eagle, I hope I said it correctly, Inge Lehmann. So she was this Danish seismologist that she discovered that the core of Earth is not just a liquid. So it has got this outer solid like shell in a way. And that's really cool because until 1936 people didn't know that, but she discovered that. So she was a pioneer and she made history. So we know now that the core is not just a liquid thing. So she was born in 1888, a lot of eight, and in Copenhagen, Denmark, and she studied in the university there, in Cambridge University. She studied chemistry, maths, physics, of course. Very common things to do when you are getting to seismology. But then after that, she went to become an assistant where they did seismology observation in Greenland in Denmark. So she started actually seismology after that by herself. And that is amazing. And in 1936, she published a paper called P, because she discovered about the P waves, the reflection that when they reach the core, and she discovered exactly that the core is not liquid, it's just a solid. The outer part is a solid because of the P waves, and she because of the waves, how they react. So she discovered that, and she was published then, and takes a long time, especially with computers in the 1970s, to actually accept that. That's fine, but she made a discovery. So after that, she moved. After some years in Denmark, she moved in UK, and she did much research on the core, earth core, and the upper marble. And also she made another seismic discontinuity discovery, and they call her the discontinuity. They call her by her name, Lehmann discontinuity. If you know it, if you're in seismology, maybe you know it. So it took by her name. So she just received so many honors because of her work, and she was also awarded by some honorary doctors, of course, by the Columbia University and her hometown, Copenhagen University. And also there's an asteroid by her name, 5632, the name, Inge Lehmann. If you know the asteroid, that's because of her name. And to honor her, so after her death, 2015, when there was in Denmark close, there was an anniversary of 100 years of the women's suffragette in Denmark. They honor her because, and I quote, in recognition of her great struggle against male-dominant research community that exists in Denmark in the mid-20th century. So because she achieved so many things, even though she was working in a very male-dominant field, she was recognized as when Savagate close to 100 years in Denmark. So I think she's a great inspiration. I mean, don't you? I mean, she makes so many things. She achieves so many things. And to discover like the marble is, the core is not just liquid thing, it's just, out of my mind. And remember this is before we had computers, so everything were by hand. So it just make much, things difficult to work with your hand. And just I did some seismology in school, and we working by hands also. So I understand that must be a massive work to do. So that was how, Denmark got a very great pioneer called Inge Lehmann. Hope I said it correctly, her name. So look it up if you want to learn more about her. Denmark, good for you. You have a really pioneer in your history, and a woman science, a really great inspiration for the world. So thank you for being with me with another episode. I hope you like Idul and her story. And I will see you next time. Make science your superpower like Idul did. And I'll see you next time.